Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sylvain Perrier, and welcome to episode 9 of Digital Grocer. This is an amazing experiment right now. I kind of want to call this a little bit of a pop-up show for our wonderful little podcast. We're here live, not live for you guys because you're listening at some point down in the future, but we're here in Vegas on site at Groceryshop 2018. It's the first iteration coming out of Shop Talk, which was in Vegas as well. It's exciting. And we're seeing some amazing things at the show. We're seeing tremendous amount of innovation through AI technology, a lot of buzz around e-commerce, and even better than some of the key things that we're seeing is the collaboration and the conversations about the evolution of just what humans are doing with technology. And a company that has come to my attention, whether it be here in Las Vegas or in Chicago, is right out of the UK, which is amazing, right? To see European companies coming into our market and teaching us their ability to innovate is a company called Spoon Guru. And I have here someone who's their co-CEO, and he flew 14 hours to get here, and he's laughing at me now. He's gonna have to fly 14 hours back to go home. And so he's a trooper, which is amazing. His name is Markus Stripf. Markus, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Sylvain.
Thank you so much. So tell me about Spoon Guru. Like, what is it that you guys do? What's the core of it?
So we're a UK-based startup. We are an AI-based food search and discovery platform, and our mission is to take the hassle out of finding the right foods for whatever dietary preference you may have. That's the problem we are trying to solve. You know,
Okay.
Most people have some kind of food preference nowadays, whether it's for medical reasons, for lifestyle reasons, for religious reasons. The majority of us now has some form of food preference, and yet as soon as you go in any form of exclusion diet, you run into immediate problems. You struggle to find suitable foods for your
Right.
needs, and we're trying to solve that through the application of machine learning and AI.
Is it normal today? So I'll give you an example, right? So a lot of companies that do e-commerce online, whether it's a retailer or a service provider, we license data or the retailer owns data. And some of the products that they have are tagged. So in the United States, we'd say FDA tagging. It will say this is heart safe, this is gluten-free. And so does your technology go deeper past that information? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so yes, we go much deeper. We basically augment and enhance core metadata that's listed on products.
Okay.
Sometimes consumers find it consuming. They don't understand necessarily whether it's just a marketing blurb on the product or whether it's truly healthy. And also people in this day and age that people still have to read labels seems a little bit clunky. You know, the whole food search and discovery process is broken. It needs to be simplified and it needs to be personalized. That's our opinion. And we do go way beyond any of the attributes or claims that are contained within a package.
That's amazing.
So we support more than 180 dietary attributes.
Wow.
And the retail partners we work with, they basically send us the entire product catalog, and we augment and enhance the product catalog with 180 dietary tags. So we go way beyond whether it's just gluten-free or dairy-free or vegan or vegetarian. We tell you whether it's low sugar, low salt, whether it's the cholesterol levels, whether it's kosher or halal, whether it's vegetarian, suitable for pescatarians. All of these, there's no way you could put all these 180 food attributes on a physical label. It's just not going to work. And yet, most people love to be able to search at that level of granularity, and that's what we're supporting.
Wow. And the genesis of your organization, I'm curious because, being a fellow entrepreneur, I tripped over my inventions. But I'm interested to understand your story. How did this come about?
So there's 3 co-founders in the company.
Okay.
None of us are foodies, which in many ways helped us. We literally stumbled across this problem through personal circumstances. My wife has got a number of food intolerances and allergies.
Oh, wow.
And I saw her once again in a supermarket reading the back of a packet, trying to understand what an E204 was. And I thought in this day and age, it's just crazy that people can't find foods. Because I knew there's a wealth of food products out there. It's fantastic. There's a wide range of products out there, and there's enormous demand from a huge segment of the population. But what seems to be missing is a bit in between. supply and demand is not connected well enough. And so I started discussing this over the garden fence with an old friend and neighbor who's now the co-founder and CTO of the company, and we said, look, surely this is a technology solution that's crying out to be created.
Right.
And we just decided to apply ourselves to it.
That's amazing. So you actually came, and the reason I say sometimes entrepreneurs trip over themselves, right, when they're creating something new, is they may not necessarily understand the problem statement. And so it becomes this solution that is looking for a problem, right? And so that's why you see pivots in the industry. That's amazing that you guys did that. So how long ago was the business created?
So the idea, we were incorporated 3.5 years ago.
Wow.
And we had the idea maybe 4 years ago, and then you're absolutely right. What I love about my job in this company is the fact that the problem is very clearly articulated. We didn't come up with a solution first, which we needed to market. We knew there's an enormous consumer problem that could be overcome through the smart application of technology, and then we created a product. So we knew there was a market ripe for transformation.
Absolutely.
So basically the problem found us, then we researched the technology, investigated how we would solve it, decided we needed to raise capital because we didn't want to put something out in the marketplace that worked a little bit. Because again, when you start, we super serve the allergy group, even though we support anybody's lifestyle preferences or food preference, but we realized, again, that came through my wife. She said, I don't want another app that works a little bit.
Right.
It has to work.
It has to be a rich experience.
And it has to be reliable and robust and accurate.
100%.
There's zero margin for error. So we realized in order to do this absolutely properly, we needed startup capital. And we hadn't actually researched the market by that point, but we decided, let's write a business plan. If we manage to raise seed investment, we're going to do it. We're going to resign from our jobs and dedicate ourselves to it. And if we can't raise money, then so be it. We stay in our well-paid jobs and enjoy our corporate careers.
Yes.
Wrote a business plan over Christmas, had no idea how huge the addressable audience is. Nielsen published a study last year that showed that 64% of the world's population is now on some form of exclusion diet.
That's correct.
So if you're not on an exclusion diet, you're in the minority, and yet as soon as you decide to restrict certain foodstuffs from your diet, you run into immediate problems.
Correct.
So that's what we're trying to solve. When we saw that, the scale of the opportunity, wrote a business plan, and we managed to get seed investment secured within a few weeks.
Great.
So, and then we basically resigned. The three of us resigned from our jobs.
And have you raised more money since your initial
we've had a
round?
couple of rounds.
That's great. And how many employees today?
We're now 30 people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good for you. Now tell me about your UK-based retail partners. My understanding is you are working directly with Tesco.
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
So our first client happens to be the world's second largest supermarket, which was an incredible coup for us. The stars aligned for us and for them. They just changed their management structure. That brought in a new chief digital officer who came from Amazon, and he realized, so first of all, they saw from their own data that consumers have dietary preferences and that food preference is now the mainstream. They saw from their own data that 55% of their search queries had some kind of dietary search term associated with it. They needed to differentiate themselves in the market, and they wanted to provide adequate consumer experiences. So they became aware of us because we also have an app in the marketplace, a food search and discovery app, which allows you to scan barcodes, search hundreds of thousands of recipes and products. They wanted to be in the app, they wanted to be represented. Then they became aware of our technology, and we started having a conversation around whether it would make sense for them to license our technology to power all of their online search, the dietary filters online.
Wow.
And they basically kicked the tires on our technology, took us through due diligence, because obviously the reputation risk is absolutely enormous. If you get it wrong, especially with allergies, if somebody goes into an anaphylactic shock at work, it would be absolutely disastrous from a human perspective, or from a corporate perspective, of course. And so they needed to satisfy themselves that our capability is robust and reliable enough. So they tested us and were satisfied that it was reliable and robust enough to expose to their customers. And we launched in May last year, and we've been running their online search ever since. they've got 50% of the online market, so in the
Yes.
UK, so they're huge, and that allows us we've reached millions and millions of customers
Yes.
through their network.
Yes.
Haven't had a single reported error. We crunch more than 14 billion data points every night to make sense of unstructured data. So it's a proper AI
Yes.
play. But clearly it works. It works from a technical perspective, but more importantly, it
Yes.
also works from an experiential perspective. So the consumer experience, the feedback they've had has been fantastic. The net promoter scores improved significantly. The conversion rates they're seeing have improved dramatically, and it's had a direct impact on the ability to acquire and retain customers, because it's a no-brainer. If you provide a fantastic shopping experience, then
Absolutely.
of course it
Absolutely.
impacts your commercial KPIs.
You recently published some numbers. Can you share that with the audience a little bit? Is that possible? Or is that,
Numbers around.
I think, some of the health results
Yes.
or the provability of your technology?
So we've published a clinical paper which we instructed an independent health consultant, a registered doctor in nutrition,
Okay.
to assess the quality of our algorithm
Okay.
when it comes to assessing the suitability of specific products for people with an allergy.
Yes.
That was what we wanted to know. How good is our algorithm when it comes to determining the suitability of specific products compared to health professionals? We wanted some peace of mind internally. We wanted to set a KPI which we could track, but also when we speak to our partners, we wanted to make sure that I've got confidence in our capability. So the result of that study was that our algorithm is actually outperforms health professionals when it comes to understanding whether a specific product is suitable for somebody with a nut allergy, which was an incredible finding. That machine learning now, within a relatively short period of time, is already more advanced and sophisticated when it comes to interpreting natural language statements, often on packaging. And that was a significant result, and we published it. And our message to the industry, specifically to the health profession, is it's not that the robots are coming, it's not that the robots are taking over, but embrace technology and use it in combination with, human domain expertise to provide the best possible solution for the industry, but fundamentally and for the end consumer.
Correct.
Everybody's better off.
Correct.
It's holistically, the two of them are now proven to work beautifully in tandem.
Yes.
They scale, machine learning, obviously, an algorithm scale much better than human workforces.
That's true.
The two of them in combination, in tandem, is just a fantastic.
That's amazing. And now Tesco is on board. You have this great technology, you have these results.
Yeah.
Has that scaled beyond Tesco in Europe and the UK?
Yes, so when we announced the Tesco partnership, that sent ripples across the entire industry in the UK, obviously, because they basically went out of the gate first to say consumer demand has changed, consumers want personalized, tailored food choices, they want accuracy, transparency and choice, and all the other retailers now need to respond. So we have been, off the back of that partnership, we have been able to talk to retailers, leading retailers around the world, and we are about to announce 3 major partnerships with the leading retailer in Australia, the leading retailer in Holland, and a significant partnership in the US, and I can't unfortunately tell you who it is. In the next 2 weeks it will be announced, and it's
Congratulations.
it's a fantastic partnership.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So what's the future? You have this great technology, you have these amazing, and maybe you can't tell us, you have these, this great tech, amazing partnerships now. You're global, right? And we are in a global village. So you strike me as the type of individual that is more than 24 months out in your thinking. Can you share with the audience a little glimpse of that?
We just want to remove the friction from the whole food search and discovery process, and not just online, across all channels. The fact that I've just turned vegan this January, and walking around here, we're in a hotel. I don't know if you're staying here, but the rooms are fully digitized. It's amazing. Everything is controllable via tablet.
That's
amazing. You can open the blinds, close the blinds, change the lighting in every room. But I still can't punch in my food preferences into the tablet to find suitable menu choices here. This is just crazy. So we are going to expand beyond. We're transforming the retail experience around the world. We're hoping to be ubiquitous, but food is such a broad area.
So why wouldn't Yelp integrate your platform?
Yeah. Why wouldn't
I'm
they?
just throwing that idea out, right?
Why wouldn't they? Exactly. And they should. Make it
And
easy.
they should.
Make it easy.
Right.
Yeah. So food, we're going to go beyond retail. People need to eat.
Yes.
Tourism is an exciting area. We continue to go downstream because we really want to reach as many people as we can because we want to see the struggle to end. So retailers are perfect partners for us because through our retail partners we reach millions and millions of people. But we will also start to go upstream to the consumer packaged good companies. They need, because they need insights. They love we can bring to the table. We can help them with new product development. There's also a move towards direct-to-consumer strategies for consumer packaged good companies. So we're going to help them reach their audiences.
Amazing.
And, that's where we're going.
Well, congratulations on your idea. Now, you're at Groceryshop. Tell me, what's exciting? What are you seeing that's getting you all pumped up?
I absolutely love the fact that you've got large international companies here taking startup technology seriously. You know, Walmart are here, all the large international retailers are here, and they're all happy to investigate, you know, what is happening on the technology side of things. Because they realize we need to move things forward. You know, we've been stagnant for a little while. We specialize in personalization. I love the fact that seems to be the number one topic. We're really excited to be here and just to see the creativity in general, and that there seems to be a real appetite for transformation and innovation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
If people want to get a hold of you, what's the URL for your website?
Spoon.guru, you'll find us, and all the usual social networks. So just search for Spoon Guru. There's only one. You'll find us.
Literally, there is only one, folks. You heard it here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 9. Stay tuned for episode 10 in the near future. I think Mark and I are going to be doing a full show debrief and share with you some of the amazing tech that we've seen, and maybe share with you as well some of the other cool techs and partners that we've talked to here at Mercatus. I know that we have some amazing announcements that are going to be coming out soon. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to visit our website, mercatus.com, as well as on Twitter at Mercatus. Is it Mark? Is it at Mercatus Tech?
Yes, at Mercatus Tech.
At Mercatus Tech. Thank you so much, folks. Stay tuned.